It's All Facts, No Pain Sport Podcast. I'm your host. You dig? We don't let nothing marinate. Be straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. It's fight week. A lot going on in boxing this week. Starting Thursday, all the way to Sunday. Saturday, the main event. Canelo Crawford. Then Sunday, Inouye and TJ. But what more can I say? What more can I say, man? I'm seeing there's a lot of narratives being painted, a lot of hate. Uh, all honesty, I'm gonna keep it to all y'all. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Personally, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Um, and what I mean by that is, watching a great fighter, watching a person who fought everybody, got a great resume, uh, been through multiple wars, um, fought the best competition in a prime, to another fighter who never fought nobody. But I listen to everybody. So that's why I come on here and cook myself because I'm speaking all facts. It's nobody opinion. I watch a lot of people saying Bud career was shadowed. And from 2012, 2013, all the way to 2014, Bud Crawford was at 135 and 140. He could have got all of those fights. You hear me? He could have got all of them before 2018, before PBC was invented in 2015. Bud Crawford could have fought Adrian Broner, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse. He could have fought all of them at 140. And this is a fact. 2012, 13, 14, 15. He could have fought all of them. Then 2018 came around, which he was out of his contract with who? Exactly, with Top Rank. He had a chance at 2018 to go over to PBC and make all of this money. But what happened? He wanted upfront money. He ain't worried about the back end money, which makes him a bad businessman. But you let you other people tell it, you're going to paint a different narrative. I watch people keep bringing up this Canelo and Eddie Reynoso PED situation, PED scandal. And the reason I say scandal because everybody in Eddie Reynoso camp that was ever tested positive for PEDs beat their case. Munguia just beat his case. Then we watch y'all try to put Ryan into Eddie Reynoso situation when he was under Derrick James when supposedly he tested positive for Ostarine. Ostarine, Ostarine, something that Victor Conte went to jail for in the 90s. Make it make sense. The same guy that came home after doing his time, create VADA testing with two people from New York State Athletic Commission, two doctors himself. Make it make sense. I'm just saying, it's five people that helped start VADA, and Victor Conte is one of them. Then come out with Snack, make it make sense. But yes, Snack fighters had test positive, and every time they test positive, Victor Conte say it was weed. Nigga, it wasn't weed. The other people know what they tested, what they got caught with. Clenbuterol, y'all niggas blame the AIDS, man. But like I say, man, fight week is here. It don't even feel like fight week. I have homies out Vegas. They be like, "Yo, man, this don't even feel like a big fight." It's not like how he said. I'm gonna be all honest, man. Canelo Berlanga was a bigger fight and being bigger promoted. How this shit is, you could tell the difference between the PBC match in somebody else's matches. Even when Top Rank or Golden Boy come in town, you can see the difference because they put on. You know, they know how to promote. It's not promoting 2 weeks before the fight. No, it's promoting soon you announce the fight. The promotion got to be outrageous. And then by you people doing press conference too early, they need to stop it. Are we gonna do the press conference before we get into the fight in 8 weeks? I remember before, man, fights wasn't even 8 weeks, man. You used to get 3 months, 6 month situation and go to work. But now it's something different. It used to be two fights a year. You always seen your greatest fighter, and right now it's just like you could tell a fighter on steroids. And the reason you know that because when I was growing up, if you was taking a year off, 13 months, 15 months off, layoff, you was on steroids, what you was hiding. If you getting hooked up to the IV, what is you flushing? What are you hiding? You're not cutting weight, you're not gaining weight. What are you hiding, man? You dig me? But let you people tell it, y'all gonna tell a whole different narrative. Y'all gonna paint a whole different narrative. That's why it's always on to the next. But it's a lot of fanboys out here. It's a lot of fanboys out here. You know, it's crazy. Like I say, man, you know, me personally, I don't even care for the fight. You know, I'm not going for either or. But I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet one of them going. I'm telling you, I'm putting money on Canelo and I'm putting money on Crawford. You know, so I won't lose. I'm betting in every round. I'm betting somebody get knocked out in every round on both opponents because I don't care for the fight. Now it was Canelo Benavidez, then it'd be a whole situation because we know that's the fight the people wanted. If it was Crawford Charlo, Crawford Boots, Crawford Virgil, Crawford Tim Zoo, even though he in the fucking way, Crawford Fendora, Crawford Thurman, I'm interested in that. He got all of these fights he can make happen. And that's why I always say he drops the ball. Then y'all people state legacy. How can you state legacy if you never defended your undisputed status? So we don't really know how good you is because your resume speaks value. You fought nobodies. Then people will mention Sean, oh, Sean Porter took a dive. He ain't heard of Sean Porter. Then Porter, you can't tell us what we see with our own eyes because you was whooping his ass. And it's like when that situation happened and you got KO, which you wasn't even hurt, you got up, you look at your dad, and your dad just threw in the fight, throwing the oops so Bud can get it so he can get that Spence fight. We already know that, man. We already seen it with our eyes. We already seen you got two losses. You want to get out the game. You got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I'm going to throw the oop to my homie. We knew each other since Bud was 13 years old, 12, 13 years old. So y'all friendship is tight. You feel me? And this is the most racist shit I ever seen in boxing. It's like when people mention Canelo, it's like my people, we don't even pick Canelo. That my people, all we pick is Bud. All of my black people, we only pick Bud. And I'm like, damn, we ain't even giving this guy a chance. Is it really because of skill or is it just because of race? Because if we talking skill, pound for pound, who got the best resume, Canelo. Then the crazy thing is, I watch a lot of people come on here and try to dissect Canelo resume, but do not talk about Bud resume. Then when they mention Bud resume, all they want to say is he was the most avoided fighter, and I'm here to tell you, no, the fuck he wasn't. Bud was avoiding people. People keep mentioning his Manny Pacquiao fight. Bud was never getting the Manny Pacquiao fight. He could have had the Pacquiao fight back in 2018 when you had two choices. You could have went the PBC route, or you could fight Jeff Horn for the WBO, which is the top ranked belt. Every top ranked fighter, the first belt they ever won is the WBO. In the last 50, 60 years, it always was the WBO. It was always the WBO. Dig me, always the WBO. No, but that's why I say, man, I love to cook. I love to cook because I'm giving you facts. A couple lives ago, I showed you the facts. I showed you the proof, and I will show y'all again. Probably later on or another time I go live, I will bring the proof back up. Since 2012 all the way to 2018. But you was there ranked, but you fought a bum ass Ricky Burns, bro. Nobody know who Ricky Burns was. We don't even care. In 2012, nigga, we didn't give a fuck who Ricky Burns was because he was a nobody. Victor Postal, 2010, 11, 12. Victor Postal was somebody, but in the 2012, the decline happened, and then you ain't do nothing, bro. A little slippage happened, and you end up getting the victory, bro. That's it. Gamboa was on a long 21-month layoff. I don't know how he get into a fight because he was suspended. But y'all people, man, like Google a motherfucker, yo. Google, you can pay Google anything and they change your narrative, man. I never seen no shit like this ever in my life, man. Then they talking about the accident in DR. No, nigga. Gamboa caught a case, a domestic case with his wife back 2011, 2012. During that course, he got into a motorcycle accident. If I'm not mistaken, it was Houston. He get into a motorcycle. I know it was Houston or it was Florida. He get into a motorcycle accident, messed up his leg. Now, mind you, Floyd Mayweather went to jail. Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent started SMS promotion. 50 Cent went to a Bud fight. He went Bud fight. Then who you fighting? I'm fighting Gamboa. Gamboa. Oh, he go to the back. He see Gamboa like, what the fuck? 50 ain't make no money off that fight. You can look at these interviews how 50 Cent and Mayweather broke up and how they beef started was because of this Gamboa fight. Mind you, Gamboa was suspended. Y'all don't know this because half of y'all wasn't even fucking boxing fans. Y'all don't know this because y'all probably don't even remember. But just by me stating what I'm saying, a lot of y'all gonna start remember like, damn, he telling the truth. I remember that shit. You feel me? But Google, like, they bring these motherfuckers brain fuckers so much. We believe every narrative that come out. We believe every narrative that come out, bro. You feel me? We believe every narrative. They forced us to believe Madrimov was some dog when we just watched Bud Crawford duck boots. We just watched Bud Crawford. You feel me? This is real. Before Virgil was supposed to fight Madrimov, he was supposed to fight Bud Crawford. We all remember this. The night Virgil Ortiz and Bo with Chuck happened, the night them boys fought. Remember, Turkey and De La Hoya came before the fight, before both fighters made a ring entrance. Turkey and Oscar De La Hoya came, and Turkey told Oscar, if Virgil Ortiz win this fight, we will have, he will fight Bud Crawford next. Virgil Ortiz won the fight. Bud didn't accept the fight. He ducked Virgil, and that's real. That's real. That's one thing I can say real. Bud been ducking Boots and Virgil since 147. Duck Stanionis since 147. Duck Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. He ducked all of them fighters since 130, 147. And if you think I'm lying about this one, yo, NY, what's up, my bro? Long time, man. You know, I don't know, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy just watching all of these people just come out and just creating like, all right, he could have been a superstar, but he had a chance in 2018. He had a chance to go over to PBC and get all of the fights he wanted, but he turned it down. He turned it down. Every time he became undisputed, he never defended his undisputed status. So we can't say your legacy is high because it's not. I'm sorry to say it's not. It's not. And there's no shade to him. Because when 2018 came, you could have took your career in your hand. But you so worried about the upfront money, not knowing the back end money is the most. And when you fought Spence, you made the biggest check you ever did in your life. The biggest check that Turkey ever paid you. Except for this Canelo situation, and you still getting it on the back end. Yeah. Ooh. Dang, hey, NY, you just gave me something to talk about. You understand me? You just gave me something. I'm gonna load up in the short and flame these niggas. Breaking news. You dig me? Breaking news. But I'm gonna be real. His shoulder probably hurting getting that needle in him, getting them motherfucking the snack roids in him, getting them Scooby snacks. That's why his shoulder might hurt. And if it's hurting, can you know what Canelo punching at? You know where Canelo punching at? You know where Canelo punching at? He putting pain, all pressure. But that's the point. See, that's what I want to ask. A lot of these boxing analysts that ever interview Bud, that's the only thing they need to ask Bud is why you never defended your undisputed status. See, we can look at Canelo, Usyk, in a way, they top tier pound for pound because they defend their undisputed status. They defended. Bud never, nigga, you became undisputed, you dropped it. You became undisputed, you dropped it. So how the fuck should we know you the best fighter of all time if you never defend your undisputed status? Because everybody you was ducking, they became your mandatory again once you captured the titles and became undisputed. Now you ducking Virgil. Now you ducking Boots. Now you ducking Stanley Otis. All of these brothers at 147. And then people ain't keeping it real. Let's keep it honest. At 154, all of them niggas is email champs. No, none of them beat Charlo. Remember when Bud and Spence fought? Matter of fact, when Bud and Madrimov fought, Madrimov was the WBA intern. Bro, you ain't fight nobody. You ain't beat Charlo and take their belt. Charlo got stripped after the fight and then became a champ in recess. Then Bud got the email title. Remember, he won the intern, then became full champ once Charlo got stripped and became an email champion. Even Fundora. The only nigga that really won a belt was Bakram because he remember they stripped Charlo for the IBF. Tim Zoo got it, then Bakram just won in there. Shout out the main event, won in there, took that shit. He the only one who beat a champion, which was Tim Zoo. And that's another thing I want to mention to people, right? About beating champions. If you fight a fighter and he's not a champion, he become a champion later, you didn't beat a champion. Your resume just aged as fine wine because the fighter that you beat became a champion. By you beating the champion is you on fight night going to the ring and y'all fighting for a championship title and you whoop his ass and take it for him. That's beating the champion. Not you know how they be like, oh, former champ, let's say me, former champ Louis fighting Jerron Boots Tennis. Remember, nigga, I'm a former champ. Not as title contender, mandatory, Louis fighting Jerron Boots Tennis. And then later on, Boots whoop my ass, and then 4 fights later, I fight motherfucking Virgil, beat Virgil. The next thing you know, I'm the champion. Thank you, thank you. And why are you hitting that shit? Right, all stamp, all stamp, all stamp. Kind of funny, he said his career was sabotaged, but every time this nigga moved up, he got the title shot off the rip, and that's fact. That's facts. That's motherfucking fact. So how anybody ducking him? Nobody never ducked this dude, man. Nobody never. He was ducking people, bro. You knew everybody is over there at PDC. Why would you sign to them? Like for instance, Brian Norman Jr. Y'all know y'all ain't got no network. You know nobody is over there at Top Rank. Why would you go and sign back with Top Rank when you know everything is over? Where? PBC Matchroom. Everything is over there at PBC and Matchroom. Why is you going to stay? Shout out to Top Rank, but what network they have? Unless this star shit really going to happen, or unless they're going to come up with an app or something like. But why would you sign? And it's just like Bud. And then Bud, when you re-sign in 2018, you get the Jeff Horn fight. All of your gloves been busting open at welterweight. All of his gloves was busting open instead of the Spence fight. All you seen was a big ass bulge right here. People, oh, it's horsehair. That shit ain't horsehair. You seen that big ass bulge. But that people tell you something different. But the crazy thing be the PED opinion with people because Munguia just beat his PED case. Canelo beat his PED case. Everybody that tested for PEDs and everybody knows who can't, they beat their case. They test positive, they came back, beat their case, and they came back negative. But I'm gonna fuck y'all up with this one. Yeah, hey, NY, go watch the Jeff Horn. Every fight Bud had before the Spence fight, his gloves kept busting open. When he fought Spence, I want you to watch beginning of the fight when he wrapping his hands. Tim Bradley was like, why Bo Mac not wrapping Bud hands? He putting tape on skin. That's illegal. Then he went out and fought Spence. But I'm going to get right here, right? 2014, Bo Mac whole camp test positive for PEDs. Remember, American and Bo Mac test positive for PEDs. Soon they test positive. Who did they run to? I feel like Escape. I feel like Jermaine Dupri producing the song Who Can I Run To by Escape. Because them niggas ran to Victor Conte. And people all know when Victor Conte came home from jail from a biological situation, he got shares and he helped start it with 2 people from the New York State Athletic Commission, 2 doctors, Kimberly Slumbers, and himself created VADA testing. You feel me? So that's when by Victor Conte sitting in the cell, the evil genius. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna corner the market. It's like Monopoly. I'm gonna corner the market. I'm gonna start my own doping agency. That's why when he came home, he was attacking who? The Indian doping agency, which was WADA. He was attacking them, saying they're not doing things right, they're not doing this and that. But this motherfucker create snack, got VADA off the ground. Now every fighter that gets test dirty, of course VADA gonna say they don't test dirty. But every snack fighter that tests dirty from another independent source, Clarissa Shields, Keyshawn Davis, Connor Ben, I can go down the line, man. Even Devin fucking Haney. I can go down the line, bro. I can go down the line. All of these niggas is snack fighters. They went through an independent testing and they test dirty. They pop dirty. And that's a fact, them boys pop dirty. That's a fact. Go look it up. American and Bomac 2014. American test positive for PEDs. Who was his trainer? The whole Bomac can't test positive. But you was there. You was there. Nigga, you could have fought, especially in 2014, bro. You could have fought Adrian Broner. You could have fought Lucas Matiste. You could have fought Bam Bam Rios. You could have fought what's his brother name? You could have fought AB, Danny Garcia, Brandon Rios, Lucas Matiste, but you fought all of the top ranked recycle fighters, which we really don't care. We really don't care about. You could have fought Rob Selleck. You could have fought Marco Herrera, Maestro from Puerto Rico. Bro, you could have had exciting fights when you was at 140. But you didn't. You fought a decline in Victor Postal in 2014, bro. Victor Postal was lit 2010, 2011, 2014. That nigga was ass wipes. You could have even fought Zab Judah at 140, bro. You could have got a Paulie fight at 140, bro. You feel me? You could have even got an Eric Morales fight at 140 because you was there when all of these fighters was there. When Danny was running around killing shit, you was there. You was there. That's why I said my next live, bro. I'm gonna show y'all the proof again. I'm gonna put everything up. It's shit gonna blow y'all mind, nigga. Everybody was there. Then when you came to welterweight, just like NY said, soon you get the welterweight, you became undisputed. Who the fuck is Julian a Gondo? Nobody, bro. You fought nobody. You fought nobody. And then you could have fought Mikey Garcia. You could have fought Mikey Garcia. So when you became undisputed at 140, we could have got that Mikey Garcia fight with you. But you dropped the belt. You dropped, as soon as you became undisputed, you dropped the belts. We could have had a Mikey Garcia versus Bud Crawford. But hold up, I ain't done. Remember 2018, 2017, 2018, before Bud moved up the welterweight, and just like my guy NY said, he got his title shot, which was the WBO. Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao. Go back and watch that fight. Pacquiao was whooping Jeff Horn ass. They robbed Pacquiao to give Jeff Horn the title, and soon Bud moved up. Who did he fight? Jeff Horn, a guy that had to fight at 175 and fight at 135. Look at all his fights. You seen Jeff Horn at 135 and 175. This is a fact. This nigga like a fitted hat. He fitted weight. He coming in all types of weights. He coming in all types of weights. You know, my apologies, y'all. He coming in all types of weights. But you fight him. Which means is you sign right back to top rank 2018 just to get the WBO title. Which I'm glad everybody here, the last 50, 60 years, top ranked belt is the WBO. Don't believe me? Go look at every top ranked fighter. The first belt they ever won in their life was the WBO. The WBO is the lowest body sanction, title body sanction in the game. WBC first, WBA, IBF, then the WBO. The WBO and the IBO is on the same playing field. You feel me? It's the lowest title body sanction in boxing. But you ask top rank, every top rank fighter wins the WBO. And that was Bud Crawford's situation. Well, you can resign and we're going to give you a title fight. Then when you get the title fight with Jeff Horn, you still fight a bunch of hurt motherfuckers. Every fighter you fought after that was all injured. Benavidez just got shot in the leg. You fighting him. Sean Porter, y'all been best friends since y'all was 12 years old. He about to leave the game, so I'm gonna throw you the oop. Kenny threw you the oop, so you can get that Spence fight. Then you go by American is your old stablemate. He already damaged goods. Earl, two car accidents, but on the night of the fight, but by him just making his ring entrance, you can look in his eyes and tell he was high. Something was wrong with him. You know, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna find that clip when Earl was taking snacks before that fight, and I'm gonna show you. I think they lined that nigga up. Real rat. Then by you moving to 154 and you became undisputed at welterweight, you could have stole that Charlo fight from Canelo. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it, and why I'm gonna post it? I'm gonna post all that shit. I'm gonna post all that shit. You could have snatched that fight off Canelo because the world, we would have begged for that fight because we ain't wanted little Charlo fight Canelo. We wanted big Charlo and Canelo. We could have forced Benavidez to step in and get that fight. We thought you and little Charlo was gonna fight. Nigga, you ain't fight. Nigga, so you moved to 154. You ain't even called that man out. You just became an email champion. You know? You just became an email champion. And that's a fact. That's a fact, nigga. That's a fact. You became an email champion. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it comes karma's a motherfucker. Why? Because when you became undisputed at 147, we could have got that Virgil fight, could have got that Boots fight, could have got that Thurman fight, we could have got the Danny fight, still could have got the Pacquiao fight. You feel me? Keith Thurman fight, we still could have got that. Then by you moving up, even when you became champion, even when you moved to 154, bro, shit loaded. It's loaded. But the crazy thing was the night that Virgil Ortiz fought Bowichuk, Turkey Al Sheik came out his mouth and told De La Hoya, the shit was like wrestling. If Virgil Ortiz beat Bowichuk, we gonna see Virgil and Crawford. When that shit happened, we ain't get none of that. Fact. Shout out my guy NY Santos said, you know what's crazy? The nigga Canelo asked for 100 to 200 M's for Benavidez fight. We call him crazy. Then Turkey comes and pay him that for the Crawford. My nigga. And that's a motherfucking fact. The money he asked for Benavidez, Turkey come and give it to him for him and the Crawford fight. Bro, he could have gave it to Benavidez. That's the biggest fight in boxing. Benavidez. Every other fight that's big for Crawford is Crawford Boots, Crawford Ortiz, Crawford Fendora, Crawford Thurman, especially Crawford Charlo, because there's history there. Then the Spence rematch still there. Then you still got a couple dollars you can make with Bachram, motherfucking Tim Zoo, Brian Mendoza, and all of them. You can still come up off them. Then you can go to 160. Yo Hernandez there, Laura there, Adamas there. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And the only thing I want to know is if he become undisputed again, he gonna do the same thing, drop the titles, and then we're gonna say, oh, he got the no, the fuck he don't. Canelo already got 2 losses, so how you gonna be the greatest of all time if you fighting a nigga that already got 2 losses? I know. Everybody said the same shit. If he survived, they're gonna give it to him. They're gonna give it to him. And the crazy thing is, everybody putting like Crawford is not a boxer. He's a counterpuncher. He's a dog. He like to get hit. That's why I can tell ain't none of these motherfuckers ever watch Crawford fight. Cause everybody banking off that Spence fight. That's not Canelo. Madrimov is not Canelo. Adamas was whooping Bud ass, yo. Adamas was putting pain on that ball, pressure on that ball, man. And then another thing, right? Canelo can't. Blasphal Saint, Yo Hernandez, and Boots Sinners, Canelo Elite Camp, them 3 fighters would go into Bud Camp and whoop Bud whole camp ass. Canelo Camp will go into Bud Camp and whoop Bud whole camp ass, including Bud Crawford. Blasphal Saint, Yo Hernandez, and Boots Ennis will go to Bud Crawford camp and whoop all their ass, including Crawford, including Bernie bitch ass too. And Bozy will whoop Bomac ass. And that's a fact. Shit, Eddie Reynoso will whoop Bomac ass. And that's a motherfucking fact. I got Eddie Reynoso putting Bomac to sleep. Real shit. That nigga gonna be wanting 1,000 cheese curls after Eddie Reynoso whoop his ass. Cheese curl Bo. It's over, Big Mac. It's over. This shit is over. You know what I mean? It's over. But you let these other people tell it. Yo, it's the crazy thing is instead of people talking about Bud resume, how can you talk about Canelo resume? You only fight to the level of your competition. And even a Canelo day off, he's still a fucking problem. He's still pressure. That boy's still pressure. You know? But we never seen how good Bud really is. Because we ain't see the level of competition. And every time he had an opportunity, it's like they dropped the ball. You know? Then he like, yeah, I'm sparring big guys. Lester Martinez ain't fighting no fucking body. Who the fuck is Lester Martinez, bro? I'm not running home saying Lester fighting. Nigga, I don't even know Lester. I seen him fight a fucking couple bum ass journeymen. All right, you supposed to knock these niggas out. But now you fighting Christian and Billy, so we gonna see is you really that nigga. Cause all honesty, nigga, to me you just another Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo is not like that. Steve Nelson, Stone Cold Steve. Man, I will whoop Steve Nelson ass. Real, I will whoop. Steve Nelson look like a fucking trash truck motherfucking nigga that pick up trash or a scrap nigga. Riding them dirty ass trucks scrapping shit. That's what Steve Nelson look like. Like real rap. Real rap. That nigga look like a hard ass mechanic. Him and Brian Norman Jr. look like they wreck chase and told cars. I mean Brian Norman Sr. Brian Norman Sr. and Steve Nelson look like they wreck chase and told cars. And that's a fact. Cause he ass. That nigga ass. I don't even know. If I was Pacheco, I would have whooped. I would have knocked him out. But that snack, that snack is a motherfucker. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, but it's fight week, man. You know, like I said, people out Vegas, they saying my peoples like this shit don't feel like a big fight. Like they waiting. They supposed to been promoting this shit, making it feel like in Vegas, like yeah, this is it. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. All snackaroonies, why? All snackaroonies. That snacko coming. That snack Rico was coming. That snacko was coming. And Victor Conte taking all them niggas down. He taking all them niggas down. Yes, he is. And it's crazy how people compare Bud to Floyd. How? The defense not the same. The footwork is not the same. Floyd switch hit it a couple times when he was pretty boy. But people gotta understand Bud Crawford is a natural southpaw. You can tell when he in his orthodox stance, he be getting his ass whipped. But when he become a killer, he switch to southpaw and stay that way. But when he was fighting Madrimov, that right was in his face all day. So that right and left, that Madrimov was in his shit all day. You can't do that with Nello, man. It's a whole different. Listen, I rewatched the Bivol fight, and me personally, Canelo head movement was a lot. You know, a lot of the punches Bivol threw wasn't connecting. But when you look at it, you see you thinking it's connected because it's hitting the guard, it's hitting the glove. But after the fight, you go back to the dressing room and you see both fighters in a body. Bivol looked like he was getting hit with motherfucking dum dums. You know how you put a dum dum in the shotgun and that shit just hit boom? Like he was getting hit with big ass motherfucking sandbags, like sand bullets. Boom! Like that shit. His whole body was black and blue. Canelo whooped his ass so much that nigga thought he was Mayweather. I got it on my shorts. He thought he was Mayweather, throwing his bitches 20 racks in Ukraine money. Nigga, that's only $100 in American money, nigga. You feel me? 20 racks in Ukraine money is only $100 in American money, nigga. But you ask Bill, Baleando, Bill Baleando. And he ain't even fight no motherfucking body but Canelo. And better be. This the generation of you fighting nobody. See, this is the funny thing, right? When Oscar De La Hoya had the Ring magazine, ain't none of us give a fuck about pound for pound. We ain't care about none of that shit. But soon Turkey purchased it. He fucked the whole pound for pound rankings up. Instead of ranking the pound for pound for every weight class, because it'd be a different section for every weight class, and your resume would put you pound for pound of who you fought. He go by accolades. If you ain't fight nobody, he'll put you at pound for pound because he's eating and making money with you. Crazy. Yeah, it's the Jake Paul era. Jake Paul better start signing these niggas. Because MVP got the bread. They got the bread. They coming in with the bread now. Turkey ain't paying that money no more. MVP got that bread. If I'm lying, why Turkey ain't win that purse bid with Matisse in them? Right? It's crazy, right? It's crazy. But Turkey out of freaky. All he want to do is, you see how he touching Bud? I'm touching the black man. I'm touching the black man. And Bud, thank you, Turkey, for everything. Yeah, y'all going to try to rock Canelo. We know what it is. Yo, Bud, man, I've been in prison too many times, man. I can take this shit off, I'm cut up. And this shit naturally. But the shit you on, you can tell you steroids. Because you ain't getting like that 2 weeks. You're not getting cut like that in 8 weeks, bro. No, and even if it take a year, definition is starting to settle in. You feel me? So for you to get the definition and to get brolic, you only need 18 months to 24 months, bro. And that's a fact. That shit you doing, that's not crazy. And you know what's crazy because you can tell by the Devin Haney and Regis situation. Like, bro, you wait 140, then you come in what, 165, 170 something? Bro, how the fuck you rehydrate overnight like that? If it was like that, everybody that's trying to gain weight would be on the shit Devin Haney on. You feel me? Every fat nigga that's trying to get cut up will be on the shit that Bud Crawford on. Then what? See, when Bud went on that Joe Rogan interview and said that he hooked himself up to IV, so it showed me that he's on steroids. What are you hiding? What is you flushing? What is you flushing, man? That's what people need to ask. Why them gloves kept busting open, Bud? Yes, he did. Bomac definitely did say that he should be at 168. But you know, Bomac gonna say anything. One thing I learned about Bomac and Brian Norman Sr., them niggas never was champions when they was fighters. And they live their boxing life and think they're champions through their fighter. Brian Norman Sr. think he a champion because his son a champion. And Bomac, you know, him and Bernie, especially Bernie looked like Bernie was a smoker. He was a smoker. That nigga used to buy 2 for $5 rocks, yo. Bernie or Omaha, Nebraska, 2 for $5, a 2 for $5 rock copper. You're right. Then you can tell Stone Cold Steve Nelson. That nigga, he used to cop with him. Them niggas used to smoke hard together. They do though. They do, and why? They do. That's why my son, my oldest son, you know, both of my sons, you know, they fight with my oldest son, 3-time Golden Glove champ. I told him, I said, yo, you got a good coaching staff. Stay with them, because I seen a lot of the father-son duels. A lot of the fathers, when they, this is no lie, if they start seeing their son get their ass whipped, the father instincts kick in. Not the coach instincts, the father instincts kick in. And that's bad. I watched it too many times. Feel me? I like for you to go out on your shield. You know? That's it. But these niggas, they be on some other shit. So I'm trying to get that I'm trying to get that Sean Haney fight. I told Bill I'll knock Sean Haney the fuck out. Real rap. Or not. Sean Haney turn pro. My son turned pro, they can rumble or not Sean Haney. You in the amateurs, my son in the amateurs. Let's get it. Kenny Porter, man, he threw that oop for Bud. He been knowing Bud since he was 12, 13 years old. You seen that shit, right? Porter wasn't never hurt. Porter just got up, looked at his dad, and Kenny did that dumb shit. Just like how Danny Garcia And Crazy Ains did that shit like, well, y'all just can't keep coming here for checks, man. Can't keep coming in here for checks. Little rat. Yeah, my kid, my oldest 23, 24. You know, my youngest is 9. Then in between, I got a 16, 14, and a 10. Yeah, but my 24-year-old, he worked, graduated and stuff. Been in the Golden Gloves. About to turn pro hopefully by the end of this year, next year. Um, he got some great coaches. Yeah, Porter could have won that fight if he just would have kept on. That shit would have probably end up a draw. My son coaches, shout out to K.O. Lewis for Philadelphia, old heavyweight for Philadelphia, big time guy. If I'm not mistaken, I think he probably was a champion. Shout out to Greg Hackett, one of my son coaches. You know, shout out to Parabellum. Shout out to Chris Kenny, the comedian Chris Kenny. Yeah, my son got he got a nice little coaching staff. Yeah, I got a squad. I look younger than the motherfucker, man. But only thing I can teach him is how to be, teach him moral values and principles of how to respect people and get it yourself. Never depend on nobody and go get it yourself legally. And the reason I teach him that because I did all of the time. I did a lot of jail time. And I'm on house arrest right now, I did a lot of jail time, man. And they learned off me, and that's what I'm happy about. They ain't gotta go out and sell no drugs. They just go get an application. I mean, even gotta wait a week, wait 2 weeks, wait 3 weeks. They know how to be patient and wait. Yeah, he be talking heavy. Greg running around. That's my man. But that's why I say a lot of fighters. I'm mixed. You feel me? So that's why I say it's like the black side. I mean, it's like we racist, bro. None of us giving this nigga a chance. How we not giving the greatest fighter in the world right now the chance and saying a nigga that ain't fighting nobody gonna beat him and his resume? He done seen it all. And y'all keep mentioning the Floyd Mayweather fight. When he fought Austin Trout, listen, Austin Trout and Bud Crawford is gonna be the same exact fight. Bud Crawford gonna come in there like Austin Trout and he gonna get knocked the fuck out. It's gonna be the same fight. And plus Austin Trout look like Bud Crawford. But after the Floyd fight, Canelo head movement was superb. His footwork is crazy, man. His head movement and footwork is elite. And people don't even know this, but since 2011, 2012, Canelo always came to Bozy Dungeon and got work with Pooh, Ennis, and Farad. Pooh in there came in with the sharp, decent defense. Farad came in there with the sharp offense. Always came to Philadelphia and got that work. Remember, Bernard is what? Part of Golden Boy. Always brought their fighters here to get tested out. It ain't worth it, bro. Real rap, bro. See, my shot got caught up in some dumb shit. Nigga was an informant. Ramped me all the way up. Put me in a whole situation I had nothing to do with, man. That shit just was crazy, man. It was crazy. Like, I've discussed the case some more, but that shit just was crazy. And the fucked up thing is, I beat the case. I beat the shit out the case. I beat the case, and the next thing in Pennsylvania and Philly, they got 30 days to reopen the case. 30 business days. My 45 business days, they violated, they did me the fuck. Then they throw the drugs back out, then my lawyer forced me to take a deal for the AR. Got caught with a quarter key of Fetty and fucking AR, you know what I mean? But I beat the shit because the drugs came back inconclusive. But the crazy thing is, I ain't sold shit to nobody, so why y'all locking me up? The person that was selling to y'all, why y'all ain't running his house and lock him up? I got nothing. And the crazy thing is, when the cop I paid his lawyer fucking 11,500. Oh my god, I don't even, I'm mad as shit, man. I'm mad as shit. I'm trying to get with some Texas people that be doing that. that wrongful conviction shit. 'Cause I paid too much money for this case, man. Real rat, real rat. Because when they hit me, they took my money. They didn't even put my money on receipt. So I just lost a quick 100K, like, and that shit, that 100K just was all work money, DoorDash money. You know, when that when that stimulus shit came around, I saved all that. They did nigga dirty, man. Yeah, it's a blessing I'm free. I'd rather be motherfucking free. They gave me 2 years on house arrest and motherfucking 7 years probation. And I just gave these niggas 17 years of that shit. From 2003 to December 1st of 2020, I just got off papers. They made me fuck dirty, motherfucker. I'm gonna keep it real. Bro, when I walked out the house, I seen the state troopers, yo. I thought they was locking me up because I voted for Trump. I came and they called my name. I said, what the fuck? Because, you in the city, so your neighborhood cops, the regular cops, the district, the narcotics, they're going to come lock you up. I'm seeing the state troopers, and I'm looking to see if I see any U.S. Marshals, but I see state troopers and sheriffs. I'm like, damn, y'all locking me up because I voted for Trump? What the fuck going on here? That shit was funny as shit. Yo, Boots and Nello, listen. I'm watching a lot of Bud fans putting some shit on it, right? But shout out to Yo Hernandez. Word that I got was when Boots first came into Connect, excuse me, when Boots first came into camp with Canelo, Canelo was in his ass. He was showing Boots some shit he never seen. But Boots was mimicking a lot of Crawford's, like, Crawford distance, how Crawford going to shoot the jab in both positions, southpaw and in orthodox. It was a crazy, it was a crazy situation, a brazy situation for Boots. They both learned off it, but Canelo showed in the beginning of the camp, he showed a lot of dominancy, and he showed how the sliding on the, and yo, this shit gonna be, hey, NY, he gonna be wicked, man. Then you got Blast Valve Saint for the longer reach. Then you got Yo for the reach and power, and both switch it, man. That boy about to put the thought, man. The not counting, I heard word was that he knocked somebody out before that, you know. I heard They told Zab Judah started hating on Nello. So, yeah, well, that's the beginning of the camp. That shit always. No, the fuck it don't, Zab. No, it don't. Because you got knocked out by Tim Tszyu dad, nigga. In the second round, nigga. You had spaghetti legs. And you can. How the fuck y'all Muslim and Devin Haney your grandson, nigga? I want to know that. Niggas running around here Christian Muslims and shit. That's what I want to know. How? Tell me how, nigga. I ain't never seen no shit like that. You feel me, NY? Real right. And the way they be having out, listen. Damn. Bro, this is real shit. Bud Crawford not a better boxer than Daniel Jacobs. Bud Crawford is not a better fighter, boxer than Daniel Jacobs. No, the fuck he not. No, he not. Well, he not. Yeah. I did it with a legend. Even Booth said that. I did it with a living legend. No, Boots definitely got more out of it because, when the Lima fight come, he's going to see it all. Now, I got punched by Nello. Your punches don't hurt. But when he running, to him and Virgil fight, it's going to be one of those ones. Facts. That's facts. Is Zab always be on some nut shit though? I don't, I don't know why, man. But like this fight right here showed me that the wrong people got it in racism. When people say, "Oh, boxing is racism," no, we see it because now not even one of us gave this motherfucker the opportunity and picked Canelo. It's like all our people was just straight going with all our black people straight going with Bud. None of us going. That show racism right there. Y'all talking about how he gonna beat him up, how his footwork. Bro, Bud is not a fucking boxer. Bud never put on a performance like Boots did. Boots is a better boxer than Bud. ring general, movement, everything. Hit you with some matrix shit, hit you with some and one. Bud don't do none of that. Bud just fight like an old tactical fighter. He's a brawler. He'll sit there and bang with you. I just heard Xander want that fight after this fight that he got coming up. He said he want the Boots fight next. He said fuck Virgil. Virgil can't Rick and them. They all full of shit. They all full of hype, and they just want to. Xander said they just want to use him and Boots' name for publicity. So since he offered you fight, he offered Virgil to fight, and Virgil ain't wanted to take it, then he gonna give it to Boots. You feel me? Real rap. No, he the champion, nigga. You can't demand nothing from him, nigga. And we all knew after the fight he was fighting in Puerto Rico. Bro, go to you that and you Virgil, you that nigga, go to Puerto Rico, nigga. I got Zambra whooping his ass. I always say Virgil be capping, and why I always say his PR shit. Listen, like during the time, when they said Boots duck Devin Haney, I said, come on, man, come on. Like the time when they kept saying Boots ducking Virgil, then Xander came up on a Sunday. Well, nigga, let's fight. I'll fight you. Send the contract. The next thing you know, he was fighting Madrimov. We're like, bro, I thought you was fighting Xander. Nigga, you fighting Madrimov. Nigga, you fool a cat. You fool a cat. Then you got the opportunity to fight this nigga in Puerto Rico, but you want to make some type of negotiation like you the A side. Nigga, you never been a champion. You been in 3 weight classes and never won a belt. What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You got Virgil over Xander? Mm, I like Xander. I like Xander. Why? Because I seen enough of Virgil. The reason I say he's damaged goods because in sparring, you can watch every sparring session. Like, if the cuts on his nose, they always open up. But fighting Xander quick on his feet. That nigga quick on his feet, man. He quick on his feet. But Virgil punch output, we know how he coming. Like, it's hard as shit to beat a Mexican, man. I don't give a fuck. Like, our Latino race, it's hard as shit to beat a Mexican. It's hard as shit. Them niggas sit there, they stand there. It's like them niggas come from the speakeasies. They drinking the tequila with the worm in it. Like, them niggas on some different shit. Yeah, they got no chance. That's what say about Virgil. Like, we seen what Chuck did to him. Chuck, your sparring. All of the fights you just had at 154 been your sparring partners, bro. Like, the Madrimov one, I salute him. He beat the dog shit out of Madrimov. But the Chuck fight, I really thought he lost. Like, you seen it, like, I'm here. This is my second fight here. I'm trying to get this off, but we both know each other. And when Madrimov kept dropping him, he was surprised because it probably went the other way in sparring. Virgil probably was dropping the shit out of Madrimov. And then when Madrimov get it in the real fight, a smile came across his face like, nigga, you did that to me in sparring, I'll do it to you in real life in the world. See, I'm gonna keep it real. To me personally, I think Bakram is just another Tim Zoo, an overhyped job. You got a good victory, but you gonna come. Them people gonna come. The only reason you're not getting those fights because of your purse bids. You feel me? People making $250,000, $500,000. Nobody ain't really making a mil or 1.5. But me personally, I really thought Erison Lubin avoided Bakram because, bro, you got the fight. You wanted that fight to become a champion. Now you chose just to get the money and go the interim route. I don't know, man. And you can't. You gotta knock Virgil out. You can't make it go the distance because if you go the distance, you're gonna get robbed, bro. Lubin gonna get robbed. They're gonna be You just dropped the ball 3 times. You lost 2 championship fights, and you dropped the ball with Bakram. Dumb nigga. Dumb nigga. Well, I want to know who Bakram. Cause I'm still trying to find out what Boots was gonna be at in the IBF. Cause I thought Boots was gonna come straight up since he was a WBA super and get a title shot. But it's like that shit ain't happening. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lubin damaged goods. So that's what I'm saying. Lubin, you just should have went for your last title shot. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. I ain't got him. I ain't got that nigga beating Virgin. I ain't got Lubin beating Virgin. And the reason I say that because he been down too many times. Been down too many times. You know what I mean? And Virgil coming. Virgil gonna sit there. That nigga punch output gonna be different. You know, but it's a heavy name on Virgil resume. He can say, nigga, I beat Lubin. You know, we all know who Lubin is. You know, but Virgil and Boots big fight. Him and Xander big fight. You know, that Keith Thurman Fedora gonna be one of them ones. You know, see, I'm gonna be a turkey full of shit. A tuna fight is what, bro? The nigga, he's coming in. He's fighting. He couldn't get the WBA title fight because Tellez and the guy was fighting. He tried to Jesus Ramos, but Jesus Ramos, when they was saying your name, why you never made a post and said that ain't me, that's somebody else? You waited until the nigga get a different fight from somebody from US Lima who's ranked number 10 in the WBA. If you're ranked number 10 in the WBA, to me, it's not a tune-up. But and why? You know what I caught on to? When PBC gave Boots Stanionis, this is me personally, I felt though that PBC thought is, nigga, we got all the belts over here. So we're gonna feed you Stanionis. We know this your last fight at Matchroom. We're gonna feed you Stanionis. Beat Stanionis, come sign with us. We're gonna give you every fight you want. Boots went, did that shit, and ended up signing that multi-year deal with who? Eddie Hearn. And now, to me personally, I think when he moved up to 154 and trying to get that WBA title shot with Tellez and them, PBC said, nah, nigga, we're gonna make you starve. Better find another route. We're gonna make you starve. That's what I took out of it. So if Boots don't get it, that's what I'm saying. It ain't gonna make no sense if Boots don't get a title shot. Since we knew you was the IBF champion and the Super WBA champion at 147, and once you move up, you automatically get a title shot. He don't get one. It's because of PBC. Because people got to remember, Bakra might be the main event, but main event who they do business with, PBC. They still PBC connected. And PBC got the titles. Only person that don't is Bud Crawford, WBA champ. But once he vacate, MVP take the 154 title. And they can do whatever they can avoid and duck everybody they want. Now they got it. They got a champion in their squad. They got the first one of the first male champions on their squad. I mean, an MVP. It's crazy. So this shit crazy. Boxing crazy. Mm. Jake Paul. Jake Paul, the new Butterbean. Yes, Jake Paul is. Jake Paul, the new Butterbean in boxing. And well, I got Thurman too. I got Thurman putting him to sleep. But one thing I watched about Fedor last night, him and Rafael Espinosa, for them to be that tall, they inside game is nasty, especially Rafael Espinosa. But Fedora too. Oh God, yo. For them to be that tall like giraffes, the inside game is too crazy with the long ass arms, man. That inside game crazy. But you know, one time coming, man, that power coming. That one time power coming. Yo. And if Thurman become champion, we need that. We need Thurman in boots ASAP. Yo, the 154 lit Charlo back, man. That shit lit. That shit lit. That shit lit. I don't know what the fuck wrong with Bud. If you retire, nigga, you a bitch. Real rap, man. 154 lit. And you dear, nigga. 154 lit and you dear, Bud. You dear. Yeah. Yes, you is, Bud. You there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, then why? That nigga different, man. I like Spinoza a lot. I like him a lot. That inside game, he dangerous. He dangerous. He's gonna have a lot of good fights out there. That'd be a good fight though. That'd be a good fight. If that'd be his first fight back, that's big money. Everybody gonna pay to see Spence. Plus, that's one of the fights we wanted at 147. It either was Spence Bud, Thurman Bud. We wanted to fight. And we get that shit at 154. That'd be great. That'd be great at 154. What? That shit have turned what? That should be nice. That's a good fight at 154. For both fighters. If Thurman get that victory, Thurman still got it. I believe Spence still got it, but I heard Spence been out. A case is coming in boxing, and that's why I heard Spence been out of. He been out for a while. But hey, should have thought about that shit when you got the motherfucking car accident. But besides that, y'all gave him an hour. They about to zap my shit. Check you back later. Cook up hour next time. Tune in. I'm gonna get back at y'all, man. Go check out my other page, my music page, Out the Mud Dropping. Yes, let's get it. You already know what it is. It's all facts, no opinions. We don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. Yeah. Yeah, I heard. I heard. I heard. Even Charleston White stated that. That nigga was getting skinny in that Lambo. That shit was flipping on some motherfucking, like on the like one of them cars in the Fast and the Furious, the way that motherfucker crashed. And he survived. That's crazy. He survived that, man. He survived that. It's good that he survived that. He can walk, he can talk, he can box. Feel me? It didn't damage no brain cells, hopefully. But me personally, when Spence fought Porter, I always thought Porter beat Spence. And I said it. I told my son, I said, if Spence fight a boxer, like if he fight Boots, he'll get it. But even if he fight Bud, he can get it. But a lot of people was looking at Bud as too small. You feel me? Spence power. And then on the night of the fight, you just synced it. You just synced it. You seen something wrong with something was wrong with Spence. He's doing his walk entrance. It looked like he was high as shit or somebody slipped him a Mickey. Yeah. We all know that. That's why when Teofimo Lopez stated that shit, your last 5 fighters besides Madrimov was all damaged goods. The truth. Truth. We all know that from Gamboa, from Jose Benavidez, the motherfucking American, the motherfucking Earl Spence, everybody, man. Sean Porter, that should that you and him and Kenny Porter said y'all best friends, so y'all niggas been best friends since y'all was 12 years old, since the amateurs. Like, I don't know, man. I got Tio. I got Tio. I got Tio. That's one thing about Teofimo. When y'all count him out, he count himself in. And he fights at the level of his competition. People can say what they want. You seen it with Richard Comey. Nobody ain't wanted to fight Richard Comey. Tio went over there and did that shit. You seen it with Loma, and that was the undisputed title fight. You can watch ESPN. Loma and Tio right now, they fighting for undisputed. And when Tio won, they say Tio was the undisputed champion. Tio Josh Teller went up there and took that lead on your title. To me, the first male nigga to become 2-time undisputed was Tio. To me. Then he went up there and beat who? Arnold Barbosa. Anybody, they can talk all that shit about Barbosa. Ain't none of them niggas wanted to fight Arnold Barbosa. Tio made that shit look easy, nice and clean. Now Shakur, you gonna be the 5th motherfucker he do that to. I won't be surprised. He's gonna drop Shakur, but I won't be surprised he knocks Shakur out. He's gonna drop Shakur. Shakur gonna touch that canvas. Cause Shakur, you're not better than Loma. You're not better than Lomachenko. Mm-hmm. Fact. I'm gonna tell you something, right, and water. I'm watching that game, the Cam Boasters fight, right? First round, Kambosos knocked Tio down, right? Tio got right back up in that first round, turned around, and hit him with an overhand. Kambosos dropped, but they didn't call it a knockdown. When I seen that, I said they're gonna rob Tio. He had to that fight. That's why I always say that first round when Tio knocked down Kambosos, they robbed him for that knockdown. They would have caught him there to knock down Tio would have won that fight. But Top Rank done fucked up because that fight, Tio Kambosos, Spence and Bud, all three of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Lomachenko, what's this guy name? The Usyk John, I'm talking about Pereira, Navarrete. All of the motherfucking fights is part of that Irish, the gangster that got indicted. Remember, they got indicted. That's why ESPN dropped Top Rank. Bob Stepson got indicted with the if I'm not mistaken, it's the Irish or Russian mob boss. Was one of them. I think he was the Irish mob boss, whatever. Got indicted. That's why ESPN dropped him. And all of those fights is in that indictment. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Go look that up. Go look at the Bob Arum's stepson indictment with the mob boy. Yeah, they say that shit. It was like right after the third fight. The third fight. All right. 2024, end of 2023, 2024, beginning of 2024, they stated that shit. You can look it up. Look up the indictment. The indictment. You on Instagram, but with New York City, if you on Instagram right there, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna go look that shit up and send it to you. Yeah. Go on ESPN and look it up. Like online, look it up. ESPN, blah blah blah. Or not just put Bob Arum's stepson and the Irish mob boss get indicted. All that shit on it. But ESPN dressing it up. That's why they dropped them niggas. They dressing up the fight situation. That's why Spence been out so long. Cause the snack will come. Yeah, that's good. No social. That's great. That's the best thing in the fucking world. No social media. Real rap. That's why I don't need to be on Instagram. I only go on there to just try to network with other people that be analyzing, trying to get interviews. Yeah, look up on that joint. Real shit. Look up on that joint. Look it up. You gonna see that shit. You gonna be like damn, these cheating motherfuckers. Yeah, these niggas be cheating like a motherfucker, man. These people be, hey, they be fucking the game up, man. They be fucking the game up real bad, man. And people want you to believe what they say. That's why I say the first person that come on the bitch and create a narrative, people won't believe that shit. ASAP, we know where we from. 10 toes on land. We from the mud. We ASAP. We learned everything ASAP. All you gotta do is show me one time and I got it. You ain't gotta show me again, nigga. I just gotta see it. And I'm gonna make everybody else believe once I learn the shit. So I gotta see this shit one time. And it's on to the next. But that's why I created this platform because I just watch a lot of people create narratives and just be lying, and a lot of motherfuckers just be fanboys. I love the sport of boxing. I love the sport of the NFL. I ain't biased to none of them niggas, you know what I mean? Picking who I'm picking. But besides that, I got the hour in. Hey, I'm going to holler at you, pop up tomorrow, man. I'll be live. I send a link. We can come up on this bitch every day and cook. You know what I mean? I'm going to hop on my restream and I send a link. We can come up on this joint every day and motherfucking cook. Got a couple other interviews that's coming, y'all. This house arrest shit just set me back. So, Boots fight coming. Got my son going to the event with the gang. And I'm gonna get some interviews, Have my son do a couple interviews for me and I'll post them up on here. But hopefully my PO and my house arrest let me go to the fight so I can get interviews. But besides that, stay up. And why my broski, stay up. I holler at you tomorrow if you pull up. We can go live together, man. Nice building with you. Like, you was cooking. Bro, your shit was all facts, man. You was cooking, not one opinion. It was all facts. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for that, man. All love. You hear me? And everybody else, thank you for supporting me, man. Dollar.